Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we are going to be looking at the fastest and simplest way to build cobblestone walls. So I've done tons of videos in the past about how to generate walls and they're all good in their own right, but this is by far the best and it is just the fastest and simplest way to do it. So if you've watched the previous one, then this one of course will blow the rest out the water, and the great thing about it is it's just super fast and simple, and I'll be showing how to build it and all that soon. Also, if I sound slightly different or under the weather, it's because I actually have a cold. It's not my mic broken, I just don't sound right, so if I sound slightly raspy or off, it's just because I don't sound that great. It's nothing else, it's just I'm slightly off, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to try to push on through anyway. So what this does is all you have to do is place down your rows of lava and water after you've made some scaffolding, and what this allows us to do is allows us to make very minimal scaffolding with placing next to no resources. But the great benefit of this wall over any other generating method is instead of just generating one wall at a time, then cleaning it up and then going on to the next one, you can generate all 80 at the same time as long as you put out your scaffolding and everything, and that makes it so you can do it a hell of a lot faster if you're making tons and tons of walls. Of course most people will, because these days cannons can just absolutely obliterate walls unless you have really strong unique ones. So this is just going to be the best way to generate them, so let's actually have a look at how you make this and how you generate it. So before we do the tutorial, I just want to briefly explain how this actually works before I do go more in depth in the actual tutorial. So what we have here is just we've got our row of scaffolding on the very edges, and this is pretty much where the side of your base is going to be, or the very end of where you're going to build your walls. Of course if you're going to curve it, it might be slightly different, but it will have the same principle, and I probably will be showing you how to build it on a corner anyway. But it's very simple actually, and all you have to do to start with is place down your lava blocks, and you have to wait for them to drain out so they're free wide, and then after you've done that you just have to place the water in the middle, and then that will start generating the cobblestone all the way down. So it is very simple to generate and it is very easy to generate. So let's actually get on with the tutorial now that we've just gone over the very basics of it. So now onto the tutorial. So what we're going to be doing is building a very small set of walls that will generate a total of 4 walls, and all you're going to need is some building blocks which you'll be using for scaffolding, as well as a ton of water and a ton of lava. And it'd be preferable that you have some sort of nether lava lake that you can just sit home to and go back to forward from that, and have an infinite water source pool on the top where you're building, so it's super easy for you to build this if you're building it over a long period of time or just over like 10 minutes or something. Also, these fancy colors, they are just color coded because I like to color code stuff. But what we have is we have this white bit at the end is where the water is just draining over the side. So for example, if we place water here, it will drain over the side, while the water that goes along here will turn into cobblestone. And all this red and blue represents is where we're going to place the lava and water. So it is not complicated at all, I just have it laid out so we have alternated water and lava. So the first thing we need to do is we need to place lava down on all of our actual spaces where we're going to have lava, in this case on the red stained glass. And then after that we are going to have to do a very risky move and destroy all the glass underneath. Of course you may want scaffolding underneath, as the lava cannot touch you if you are right underneath it. But you just want to be very careful when you are doing this. And also sorry if my clicking is in the mic. I've tried to solve it, but I haven't came up with a solution yet. So that's what you'll need to do for that. And now you have to wait till this goes down to bedrock, or the bottom of your base, wherever you are having the bottom of your wall. So if you're at Y255, this could take a while, but it won't seem anywhere near as long if you're building like 10 walls or so. For us, we are only building 4, so you only have to wait for this to go down to bedrock. So after it's gone down to bedrock, you can then go ahead and start placing your water down. But what I'd recommend you do is you have to place down your water on the sides like so, and we are going to do this on the other side. But all you have to do to start with is you then want to get rid of the blocks underneath, so it will start generating the cobblestone. So of course we are going to have pretty much 2 walls generated per every part of water and lava, because that's just how it works, except the very edge bits. And then you just want to go ahead and place water on every single edge that you have and get rid of the glass underneath. And the reason we need to get rid of the blocks underneath is so that the water can actually flow down, or else it will not generate the cobblestone. And also, if the lava isn't free thick, then it won't generate either. And that's a massive issue that I screwed up on way back in the day, like 2 months ago. And as you can see, it is generating now, and all we have to do is wait for this to generate all the way to the bottom. And it's very simple to clean up, actually. All you have to do is come back up to the top and place glass and all that all the way along where you placed your liquids, and then that will just go down to the bottom, and then you can start making your slabs or whatever, place them down at the bottom. So as you can see, it's a very simple and easy way to make walls, and as you can see, it is generating. So after we have done this, we can then remove all of the blocks, which I'm going to do now. So now you've got your walls done, and of course you may have more than this, but as you can see, we've got 4 walls now that we can then place water on top of course watering our corners, and have a relatively strong defense for really cheaply. Of course, there are much stronger ways of defense, but this is by far the simplest and quickest way to get some easy defense up. And if you are building a base for the first time, or if you have finished your inner walls and you have tons of absolutely crazy walls and you just need to span out like 20 walls, then for beginners or experts, this is by far the best way of building any walls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you really liked it, then subscribe. You'll see 3 videos a week about TNT factions or something along those lines. But anyway, goodbye from